So, off screen, I did a few different things. For one thing, yes, we have done some training, some level grinding, if you will. The egg is also close to hatching. I already know what it is because it's based on the original Diamond and Pearl. So, we'll get there when we get there. And yes, I had to capture an EC Shell Loss because EC Shell Loss is the best. Don't at me. Hi Drew, can you please help me? I dropped my Pokedex by accident. Team Galactic... Please, I need your help. Team up and battle with me. Sure. You and your Pokemon together with me and my Pokemon. United like this, our dream team has no chance of losing. I'm not letting Team Galactic get away with this. I mean, good for you. I love how the Galactic Grunts don't even say anything. They're just like, sure, whatever. I decided to go for the country bumpkin look. Because your character is practically from the country. Ooh. Yeah, it works better if you poison them first. Just saying. And now. Everyone else find it kind of silly that Shell Loss that did not know Mud Bomb to begin with. Well, case in point. Poison me and now you use Venom Shock. To which underscore switch out because I already know that's coming. Send out a Pokemon that resists it. You fool! You absolute fool. I think that's the first time we've seen Croagunk. Well, not in the underground, that is. as well as explain your plans out loud. What's going on? Why is Team Galactic out in the streets like they own the place? Drew, thank you sincerely. If Professor Rowan ever finds out that I lost my Pokedex, I don't want to think about it. So Drew, what are you going to do now? I'm thinking of going to Pastoria City. The Great Marsh there is home to many kinds of Pokemon. So we go in here, grab this when no one's looking, and now we have the ability to fly. Well, you complain that they walk around like they own the place. Well, about that. Alright. Now, upon gaining Fly, you have to go to the page here. But now we can fly. You can go check my berry patches while I'm thinking about it. Four wiki berries, huh? Have you ever heard of Bulbapedia? Okay, that was bad, I know. Something has me choked up. I don't know where it is. Pick these Chesto berries. Hey, those finally grew. I think I might just plant those two here, because they're a bit on the rare side. And neat. Alright, you're still poisoned. Okay, play a couple of raspberries. A couple of these too. Throw that leopard berry as well. Hey, I like having that many citrus berries. That being said, we're not going to use any of them. We're going to plant all four here because they're worth their weight in gold. Okay, now, Since we more or less have a shortcut back to Pastoria City, let's do it now. Actually, no. Before I get too carried away, I'm going to go to any of the areas that give me access to Mount Coronet, because we need to do something real quick. Hard home is fun. Hey, my egg's hatching. Yay! Now we don't have to carry it around anymore. That took long enough. And it's going to be half peony. That's the way it always is. Which is the pre for Chansey. It evolves in one of the weirdest ways possible, and we already have a Chansey anyway, so why do I even care? So, Torterra, you're back on the squad. Okay. So, we need to head to Mount Coronet. Correction. Let's go over an area that doesn't require us to go through grass and deal with random encounters. Sounds like a better idea. Oh yeah, since I'm going to Orberg City, why don't I revive this armor fossil while I'm thinking about it? The process is slow, he says. All you need to do is leave and come back. No, you were gone too long! Unacceptable! Okay. I'm happy that they made it so all you need to do is just shift the gear up once, and you're able to do that. Alright then. Now that we're here... Let's see, item bag... It's going to be my highest level Pokemon now, but there's a reason why I did this. Ooh, Flash Cannon. Not bad. Not bad. We don't need Electro Ball. It's kind of redundant. Okay, so. We have a powerhouse of a Pokemon this early. So that's going to make the next gym laughably easy. I mean, it's already decently easy, what with us having Torterra. But a nice plan. You never go in with just a plan A. Everyone needs a plan B. Wait a minute. Shortcut. Okay. Yeah, smashing. Yeah. A lot of person berries here. I'm not complaining, those are actually very helpful. Plant a couple more leopard berries here. Yeah, again, I recommend if you ever do berry farming, do it in one of the cities that you can fly to. Because it's not as much you have to do, which is pretty helpful. I always find it funny that the berries are actually based on real-life fruits. Anyway, gym time. This should be easy. Ladies and gentlemen, the only gym that never changed in between Diamond Pearl as well as Platinum. And we have to change the water levels. Why does that make me very angry all of a sudden? Okay, I always make a point about all the gym trainers and why are you fishing in nothing? Holy crap, this really is Zelda. I'm changing water levels to fight a boss, and there are characters putting their fishing rods in nothing. Well, not doing much with you, so... And what would this game be without showcasing a couple new Sinnoh evolutions? Magnezone being one of them. Did she call him Crasher Wakey? That's actually kind of funny. Zerl, the Pokemon that fools you into being a water type, but it's not actually a water type. It's a normal type until, I see what you did there. But it is a pure normal type until Gen 6 and it became a normal fairy type. Not bad using those as Shrouts though, Sap Sipper. I honestly didn't see that coming. Because only what you do with the Marrow line is using huge power. Which, judging by how that Azuro was, I should probably just use Earthquake. Gyarados. Here's a Pokemon worth being afraid of. Part of the reason why I invested in a high attacking electric type. This is also why I recommend you have it. You train up both an electric and a grass type, because this gym likes to throw water ground types at you. Which, to this day, is still one of the better type combinations in the series. Having only, well, technically 2 weaknesses now, but just 1 weakness otherwise. I always make the joke of Gen 3 is the generation of the trumpets. Gen 4 is the generation of both the piano and the synth. So does that make the remake the generation of the saxophone? Either way, I'm not complaining. I love me some jazz. Speaking of jazz, there's a fighting game out there made by indie developers called Melty Blood. It is a gory fighter similar to Mortal Kombat, but the music is smooth jazz. Instead of, you know, the heavy metal hard rock soundtrack of Mortal Kombat, it's smooth jazz. So like what you would hear, say, on the Weather Channel. Welcome! I don't get challenged very often! The glory you are now beholding is the Pastoria Gym Leader. That's right, I'm Crasher Wake, brother. My Pokemon were toughened up by stormy white waters. They'll take everything you can throw at them and pull you under. Victory will be ours. Come on, let's get it done. Now let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Anyway. So yes, here is the 4th Gym Leader. Or 5th, depending on which version of this game you're playing. And yes, as if you couldn't tell, this guy's supposed to be a master wrestler. Which I find very interesting because, a water-type gym leader? You'd think this guy would be the fighting-type leader in that case. But considering his name is Crasher Wake, I guess I'll give him that. Oh, Quagsire. One of the better water ground types in the series. I think there's only 3? No, there's 4 now, I believe. Yeah, there's 4 now. If not, I think there might be one more. I can't remember for sure. But, yeah. That was a strange effect. However, can't do anything against quad weakness. Hey, that there! That was a good move! Yeah. Are you serious right now? Alright, alright. I get it. Yeah, the downside about Torterra is that it is quad weak to ice, which is, not good. Oh, come on! Well, either way, huh? I would not have done that. It's gone and ended. How will I say this? I want more! I wanted to battle a lot more! Alright, I'm going to actually speak normally with him now, because I may end up blowing out my voice on the next gym leader. I'll just wait now, the gym leader after this one. This next coming. I will let this one evolve, but I'm not going to let the Curlia evolve yet. I have plans. Staraptor, one of the best regional birds in the entire series. And that's one of the reasons why. Learning a fighting type move for coverage? It seems the Undertow pulled me under, but I had a great time battling with you. You've earned this. I think my gym badge is a little dirty. You need that Fem badge to use the hidden move default from your Poketch. There are a special award from me in recognition of your team power. These are, sorry. Those TM55s each contain a move Brine. It inflicts double the damage on targets with less than half their HP left. Use it to end battles decisively. It's a very situational move, but it's interesting. And that's a very good mindset to have for a professional wrestler. Okay, so we have two paths back to Hearthome City. There's the short path and the long path. I get what they were doing with the gym order, but I still don't like it in the originals. Excuse me while I commit unoriginal villain sin number 1. Saying my plans out loud in the wild for everyone to hear. Unoriginal villain sin number 2. Tell you not to follow me. Tell me not to follow you. Whoops! I'm not always going to plow into you every time we meet. So how's it going, Drew? Buffing up your Pokemon, eh? I'll test you and your Pokemon out to see how buff and tough you are. Exactly. Okay, that should be at least a Staravia by now. What are you doing? Okay, A, you're faster than me, and B, we're both at full health. Hey, Barry, here is what you should be using at this point in the game. Well, that's slightly annoying. Too bad I don't have Staraptor's hidden ability. That would be so broken right now. Yeah, I can tell you raise your Pokemon to be tough. You know it's sad when 3 of your Pokemon just got swept by 1. Just saying. What just happened? You're telling me I lost? Yeah, maybe you did get a bit tougher since last time. That shocked me even a bit. So yeah, I got beat because I was careless. Excuses, excuses. So hey, what was that Team Galactic guy all freaking out about? I don't know what he's up to, but you should chase him down. If you're not a Pokemon and you run like that, you're a bad guy. No, you don't say. What tipped you off? The strange outfit? Nah. Alright, let me get this off screen. Can't do anything about that rocky ledge yet. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Something's telling me this isn't going to end well for you. Alright. Alright. Well, you brought this on yourself. Oh, hello. Long time no see. How is your Pokédex filling up? I came to research the folklore about the lake, but, well, it doesn't appear as if the lake is open to the public now. Have you heard the folklore about it? They say there is an island inside the lake, and that a mysterious Pokemon resides there. No one must enter the chamber of that Pokemon. Sorry to change the subject, but have you seen the group of Psyduck on Route 210? Mm-hmm. That's right. By the cafe on Route 210. You've heard that Psyduck huddle with their heads in their, hands? Anyway, what you should do is use this medicine on the Psyduck. You're working on a Pokedex, so it would be worthwhile for you. No, you're just too lazy to do this yourself. Admit it. I went on a big adventure with a Pokedex when I was younger. It may help you uncover the secret behind the mysterious Pokemon you're searching for. I hope you get to meet every kind of Pokemon there is to see. See you later. Alright. Wow. Might as well take the long way back. Or not. Route 212 is kind of optional. At this point. So, let's head to Solaceon instead. I'll probably off-screen Route 212. Route 212 doesn't really serve a purpose aside from maybe a couple things, like the Pokemon Mansion that has random rare baby Pokemon, including Eevee, but post-game! And then it is the only place where you can find Lumberries. So that, well, no, that's not entirely true. It's the earliest place you can find Lumberries. That's really the only purpose it serves. Oh good, you used the secret medicine I gave you. Psyduck are known to suffer from chronic headaches, but no one's been able to figure out what triggers the headaches. Oh yes, can I ask you a big favor? I want you to deliver this old charm to my grandma in Celestic Town. Yep, exactly. She wanted to make me do her dirty work for her. What happened if I actually said no? My grandma has this sort of bossy air about her. I think you'll recognize her right away. I'm sure you will. She's the elder of Celestic Town. As for the location, look on your town map. You can't miss it. Okay, I'm counting on you. See you again down the road. Okay, then. Wait, where do you get Defog? Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, I can do it. I know the way there, so it's not necessary 100%. It'll just be a lot easier. Why do I always forget about this? Right, and Platinum, the guy is just standing here. That's annoying. So, in this version, you have to go into the Great Marsh, spend the money for literally only one reason. Jeez, why is that here? Why? Just why? Alright. Well, while we're here, we might as well see if we can find anything exotic. Yes, exotic like Meryl. You know, something you can find on the route anyway. I did not mean to throw that. Oh well. Not interested. Psyduck, again, a Pokemon we can capture normally anyway. Not interested. Going back to the old Safari Zone mechanic that was since retired as of Gen 6. So let's bring it back and annoy everyone again. Wooper, I could catch that anyway, normally anyway as well. Don't really care for any of this so far. These are Pokemon you can just find in the route outside of Pastoria. Ah, curse your ace spamming. Kinda pointless. This is why I don't like about the Great Marsh and Diamond and Pearl. A lot of the Pokemon you find here on a normal basis are Pokemon you can find anyway. At least until the post game. Yeah, these are all Pokemon I can find normally around this area to begin with. Badoo, again, that is an early encounter Pokemon. Alright, I'm just going to take this item ball and leave, because all these Pokemon are boring me. Might as well look through the binoculars. Let's head over this section, see if we find anything at least slightly different. Nope, more Psyduck. Alright. Well... back to the traditional Safari Zone methods, in which the Pokemon can actually flee from you. Isn't that fun? Quagsire, Bidoof, Wooper. Krogunk. But I can also find Krogunk in the route nearby as well. There are also Pokemon you can find in the underground. Wooper. Azuro. Well, Psyduck. Azuro. Psyduck. Yeah, that's about right. And what we got here? Golduck. Well, at least it's slightly different. Bebarrel. Starly. Meryl. Ugh. All those are Pokemon I can find normally anyway. What's the point in that? Okay, I get it. My Shellos is not the fastest Pokemon out there. But seriously now? Okay, so I can at least do something. Actually, why don't I use that Super Repel we found? Actually, it'd be better just to go buy some. I do not miss that mechanic. Hey, I got refunded. Poof. None of you Geodude have sturdy. You're doing this wrong. As if your hiding places weren't that obvious. Plus, I want you Ninja Boys from Gen 3. They were at least slightly more clever in that generation. Holding up signs that kind of look like the background that they're portraying. Hey, we got to see it switch to nighttime immediately. Last one's down here. When I was a kid, I never understood why ninjas use poison-type Pokemon, but after watching the anime, I completely understand why. Wheezing! Use smoke screen! That sort of thing writes itself. Although I really, and I understand why they have Pokemon like Raticate as well, because they're diggers. They can dig underground and easily get an escape route. Also, yay, I get a Gastrodon finally. So, sans one Pokemon, the entire squad's fully evolved now. Well, they also use Sandshrew and Sandslash. But, this is also why, like, ninjas in training also have them. The rats are just more plentiful. So I actually know my way through this route, so I don't need to do this, but for convenience reasons. We're just not going to deal with it. Now that I wasn't paying attention. And let me tell you something, you do not want to get stuck in a battle while there's fog up. Unless you have moves like Aerial Ace here. Because every move becomes 70% accurate. By default. If a move is like say, Dynamic Punches, 50% accurate, congratulations, it's now 20% accurate. Yeah. Battling in fog is very obnoxious. However, if you use moves like Swift or Aerial Ace, those cannot miss at least, but still. Yeah, such as Swift, Aerial Ace, Feint Attack. Am I forgetting any? I think that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration? Okay, there has to be another reason for that. Really? Nothing? Huh. A battle between speed demons, but you have a quad advantage over me. And I'm faster than you, that's funny. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So you decided... I get it. I understand, but... You're not going to outspeed me. Oh yeah, there's also Vacuum Wave. That's another move that does not miss. It's not very good, though. Ace trainers all over the place, huh? Now we're starting to turn up the heat a bit. Oh, yikes. Yes, we are. Well, you can't do anything to my Gastrodon here. Wait a minute, I'm an idiot. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Call for an earthquake. Swap out the Staraptor, which is immune to it. And get rid of the Raichu. I didn't even have a Quick Claw activate, and I'm faster than a Gyarados and a Raichu. Is there something wrong here? I know I'm 8 levels higher, but that really should not matter. I think I'll pass. Ooh, that was a lot of money. And you're hoping to accomplish what exactly with that? Oh, I see. But under these circumstances, I think this backfired tremendously. And then you end the battle off where the Pokemon has a lower attack stat than Piplup. Well. It's only barely stronger than a Caterpie. That's what's hilarious about Onix. Oh yeah, I love these scenarios. Ride your bicycle across these little planks of wood. Come on, give me an Omni Boost. Darn it. I was asking for too much. What was your first clue, kid? Hey, we don't have to backtrack if we don't have an HM anymore. Ooh. Ooh. So I'll definitely save that. Also, yes, one thing that makes this irritating if you don't get rid of the fog is there are a lot of mandatory battles. What I mean by that is, no matter what, you will always be in the line of sight of these characters. Which, that's impressive that they can see you that far when there's deep fog. I like to know what their optometry is like. And because we'd be missing so much otherwise, it becomes the description where you turn the damage off in Halo. It says, "You cannot damage each other. Only glare and think angry thoughts." I've always enjoyed the writing department in Bungie. Double-edged sword here because poison type, but quad weak to psychic. So I bet you're wondering, why am I hanging out around with a Curlia for this long? Well, in case you haven't noticed, this Curlia is male. That's all I have to say about it. Yeah. Oh, you'll find out. I'm about to summon it. You have no idea. You have no idea what monster lurks in my deck. Tell me. Oh, you'll find out. I'm about to summon it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge never gets old. Ugh. And that's why I don't do that. Normally. Use those like guttural kabuki style voices. Ugh. Huh. That's interesting. I'm realizing that the Pokemon that I'm fighting in the mandatory battles also seem to have Pokemon with moves that will hit no matter what. Bird Keepers with Aerial Ace, fighting Black Belts with Vital Throw. Yeah, that's pretty rude, I'm not gonna lie. And then have a veteran at the end who's going to be... These are essentially the next step after they become ace trainers. They have a class change in the Is it the next game? No. Yeah, it is the next game. They're called veterans in the next game. Actually, no, this guy is a veteran. What am I talking about? Anyway. I got it kind of backwards. Back in Gen 3, they were called experts, and then they changed them to veterans in this game, which makes a little more sense, I gotta admit. There are a lot of trainer classes that do that, where they are the next step in their trainer class type. So like ace trainers become veterans, bug catchers become bug maniacs, obviously. Channelers become hex maniacs, that sort of thing. No. Muddy Water's a little inaccurate. Clever. Smack me around with a Pokemon that only has a handful of weaknesses. Which is why I recommend if you play Scarlet and Violet, give Farigiraf a shot. Because by having immunity to Ghost type, that Psychic type is going to be very potent. It's still weak to Bug and Dark, but still. The power of youth is startling! I had to do it. Guava berries, wiki berries, Chester berries. I think those are citrus berries. I think I need a life. Well, if you've ever played Legends Arceus, you know what this location's supposed to be. This is where the ancient retreat was in Legends Arceus. Kojita's little place. This is what would become Celestic Town. There's an odd spaceman in front of the ruins. There isn't anything there, but that only seemed to make him angry. He's saying that he will blow up the town with a bomb. The nerve of it all! If only I were younger, I'd punch that spaceman with my Pokemon. This town is insignificant. There's nothing of value here. It doesn't need to exist, so I'll blow it up with a galactic bomb. If you try to mess with me, I'll shut you down with a Pokemon battle. So what's going to be? Are you going to mess with me? Yes. You dare to oppose Team Galactic? That means you're taking on the world. No, the universe even. You know, this is kind of a downgrade because in Platinum you would fight Cyrus here instead. And, one thing I have found out is that this particular battle with Cyrus at this point in the game is a Nuzlocke ender. If you do that challenge. I have seen people lose to him. I normally don't see them lose to him when they get to the reverse world. Well, distortion world, whatever you want to call it. In his final battle because they're prepared for him. So yeah, them saying it being here since the creation of Sinnoh makes perfect sense, because this would have developed into a small little community, which is what it is now. Too much to handle. Whatever, I'm out of this one-horse town. There's nothing to do here anyways. I saw what you did there. Well, aren't you quite the trainer? That was magnificent. As the Elder Celestic Town, the Celestic of Elder Town. Anyway, I give you my thanks. Oh, that old charm. May I see that, dear? What? You say Cynthia trusted you with it to deliver to me? That's Cynthia. She's my granddaughter. It was made in honor of a mythical deity said to have created Sinnoh. These old charms are still discovered now and again. Since you're in Celestic Town, why not take a look around inside the ruins? Mysterious designs cover a whole section of the wall. There are the three strange things forming a triangle. In the middle of them is a shining sphere. What is this all about? The cave painting reminds me of an old story. There existed a being so powerful it was considered a deity at the time. Opposing this being were three Pokemon. The three kept balance with the one, as if they formed a triangle. It's an ancient legend of Sinnoh that is told to this day in Celestic Town. Yes, I will also point out something. This is what's called historical decay. So, whenever a story is passed down from generation to generation, snippets, bits, and pieces are lost. That's why they say that there's only one deity, which, as we know, after playing through Sinnoh, there's 4. If anyone has ever played what's called telephone back in school, it's where they try to tell a story, but then they miss something along the way, or it just becomes something else altogether. It's very similar in that idea. Anyway, there's your history lesson for today. There appears to have been an insignificant struggle here. Everyone should step back and view things from a bigger perspective. Yes, a bigger perspective. One that is on a universal scale. My name is Cyrus. I seek the power to create a world without strife. However, that power seems to be unavailable here. We've met before, yes? It was at Mount Coronet. If you discover any power derived from the legends of Sinnoh, inform me. For that power is what I need to create my new world. Especially since you know how much of a complete psychopath he is. Okay, I was hoping to possibly have Scorpie fully evolved at this point, but it doesn't evolve for another 6 levels. So, this might be rough. This next gym battle might be very rough. Kind of. I guess I should have thought about this. Oh well. Also, I want to point out something really dumb about this gym. Okay, so Fantina is a ghost-type master, right? So, the gym aesthetic is nice and all, the spiritual blue flames, but the puzzle is so stupid. We have to do math. What does math have to do with ghosts? Can anyone please explain that one to me? I already know what the answer is, but it's like, what does it have to do with ghosts? You know, that's actually a good point. It bores you to death. I'll give you that one. Because it's like, look at this place. It looks amazing with the stained glass and everything. And I like what they do in Platinum with it. They turn it into a maze where you have very limited visibility, and you have a flashlight. If you shine the flashlight on this, on one of the NPCs, the gym trainers, they will battle you. And what you do is you look for a symbol on the ground somewhere, and then you match it up. And then you match it up with the corresponding door. Now see, they kind of use this concept again in X and Y with Clement's gym, but that makes sense because he's an inventive genius. So math is kind of his thing. Well, not really. It's more or less along the lines of, who's that Pokemon? But it's very similar in design. Again, I already know the answer. I can do mental math. Hey kid, quit stealing my thunder. This game also has another issue. I'm realizing there's only 3 ghost-type families in this game. Because Dust Skull is not even in the normal regional decks. Seriously. Yeah, they gave it a new evolution in this generation, but it's not in the normal regional Pokedex. Isn't that a load of crap? I really need to mute Steam when I'm doing this. Yet another reason why the Pokédex of Diamond and Pearl drives me crazy. They deemed it necessary to only have a few Ghost-type families, but lots of Bug-type families and lots of Water types, for pretty much no reason. And the Water-type families are mostly terrible, except for Gyarados and Tentacruel, but that's... Also, Shellos and Gastrodon are fantastic, and Floatzel isn't bad. So, there are some diamonds there, but unfortunately everything else is kind of either meh or terrible. Here, when it does that? Okay. That was me muting Steam, so I don't get a notification when friends keep logging on. Well, the answer is 39, so let's go. I used to say that I was terrible at mental math until I got older. Once I got into middle school, I became a whiz at it. Probably because I was more or less forced to because of all the multiplication tables quizzes I had to do back in 2nd grade. Yes, they tortured us that badly. And if I didn't start passing these quizzes, I would fail. So, and that's probably part of the reasons why I despise time limits. Also, because I did say all that. Just say it with me now. Nerd! That's fine. There's one more room I have to go through though. So we're going to be doing this, are we? Alright, fine. We'll do it your way. Whoop. My bad. Gotta go through here. Well, I already know the answer, so... I think that's enough training as it is anyway, because I'm pretty far ahead. And I'm going to be lazy. Oh, finally, you have arrived. Since I came to this region, I always try to learn new things. They hold contests shows in this city. I say to myself, I'm fine, I will excel. That is why I dress this way, say on performance. Also, I study Pokemon very much. I have come to be gym leader. And, so it shall be that you challenge me. But I shall win. That is what a gym leader does, non? Somehow I fused her French with, German. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so... I don't remember, I don't think... Does she have a Gengar? Because if so, then I have... If not, then I have an idea. Let me see here real quick. Yes, she does. Okay. So this would be moot. Not that it would matter anyway, because I realized two of her Pokemon are flying, and one of her Pokemon is flying, and the other one is levitate. So Toxic Spikes is actually completely useless. Also, kudos for Drifblim being able to learn Fly, because it was not able to do that before. Now, under normal circumstances, I would not have an answer to this. I do now. Thanks to them nerfing Gengar as of last generation. Don't get me wrong, Gengar's still a threat. But it's not as good as it once was because it doesn't have Levitate anymore. Unless I smack myself in the face repeatedly. It still makes me sad that Gengar got done dirty. Yes, that's her ace. Miss Magius.
Oh heavens, what is this? Is this my final Pokemon?
Also, that Pokemon got scarier as the series went on. This is why. Which means that she has a check against Dark-type Pokemon, by the way. Because Dark is weak to Fairy. Confused Ray is a ghost type's bread and butter. It's always annoying, though. I know you're going to resist this, but... Whoa, wait a minute, you don't? Okay then. That works. Looks like the chip strategy worked.
You are so fantastically strong. I know why I have lost.
And no, you're not allowed to evolve, but I'll be able to evolve you real soon.
I am dumbfounded. So very, very strong. Your Pokemon, so strong. Your power is admirable. I shall honor it with this gym badge.
I think she gives Shadow Claw if memory serves. Which is not a bad move.
It's GM65. It contains Shadow Claw. A very startling move it is. It hits turn critical often.
Jeez, sometimes I wonder if my English is broken up enough. Thank you for tuning in. I'm still going to be going for a few more hours.
I'm so glad to see you. You're not very easy to track down. My grandma told me about what took place in Celestic Town. Thanks for what you did by the ruins. But that Team Galactic, I thought they were just a bunch of eccentrics. You know, talking about how they're going to make a new universe and all. In that weird way they dress too. I thought they were harmless. It appears as if they're a lot more trouble than I thought. I mean, stealing and hoarding Pokemon, that's just plain wrong. By the way, did you find the ruins interesting at all? If you did, you may want to visit the library in Cantaloupe City. They have some ancient books that you might find interesting. It may also be of help to completion of your Pokédex. I think you ought to go there. Okay, bye-bye for now.
Okay, so... this is a little detrimental. Kind of. But I am going to teach Surf to Gastrodon. Because I need a better damaging water move than Water Pulse. Okay. Hey, I mentioned seeing what city. Johto confirmed. Joking. That joke is so old now at this point.
Okay, Cantilever City is where I'm supposed to go. Is it the Eternal side or the... I think it's the Eternal Celestic side that I need to go to next. Oh yeah, if you're wondering what those hitching posts are supposed to be, you can talk to them, well, you can interact with them and then get on your bicycle that way. It's a little detailed, but it's funny. Dude, I don't have time for this. Come on now. Also, I just want to say this for the record. Surf's up, dudes! Okay. Now, if I recall correctly, it's either this way or the... No, this is the way we have to go to get to the peak of Mount Coronet. Okay, so Lower Coronet is where I need to go. So to Orberg City we go. How many times did I just say go? Go! Okay, get that off of my screen. Okay, so in order... Oh, Chingling. Let's give a baby form to an already bad Pokemon and give it no evolution. Give Roselia credit, because yeah, they gave it a baby form, but it also has an evolution in this game. A very good one, too. It's a Pokemon I find myself resorting to a lot. Like, if I did not choose Turtwig, I would have a Roserade right now. They knew. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for, but that's not bad. Give that to Scorpy. It needs a little boost. Ah, it must be up here, what I'm looking for. I love how it requires Mount Coronet both times to get my team at least mostly fully evolved. Ah, there it is. Okay. So, the reason I have been putting off evolving my Kirlia was because of that item there. The Dawnstone. Because in this generation, they made it so that male Kirlias, when exposed only though, when exposed to a Dawnstone, has a different evolution. That, of course, is one of my favorites, Gallade. So, what happens now is it goes from a special attacking psychic fairy type to a physical attacking psychic fighting type. Now, that seems like it is asking for trouble, and it kind of is because its moveset's not that great right now. But we have these Drain Punch TMs somewhere, and it can learn it. This will be our go-to fighting move for a while. Don't need teleports, there's really no reason. And then, what we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of the move relearner as well. I'm trying to keep a lot of the single-use TMs, though. And, Gallade is actually much better in Platinum because of the move tutors. Because it can learn the 3 elemental punches. Make it quite the powerhouse. It still isn't bad in Diamond and Pearl, don't get me wrong. But it could be better. Anyway, I believe, if I recall correctly, the move relearner is in Pastoria City. Now this is a heart scale vendor, so just keep that in mind. I think it was this house. So Gallade actually has some good moves here. Wow. It does learn Night Slash, which would have been helpful for the previous gem. It does learn Psycho Cut, eventually. I think it would learn at the same time that Gardevoir would learn Psychic. Now, Torterra can learn Ward Hammer. Ward Hammer has recoil, but is very powerful. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this. Okay, it learns Psycho Cut at level 42, so it will actually learn it pretty soon. So, thing is still there. Either my buddy's having issues logging on, or he just can't seem to do it. Well, he just has to reset it all. Seeing that's Dragon Age Ultimate, he probably has to keep downloading it. Well, keep logging in over and over again because of the DLC you have to get with that game. But anyway. So, the next gym is in Cantilave City, which is convenient because that's where we're going next. Shanks. The memory pad's only useful if you use certain things. Okay, now the marking map is actually going to be important. Now, on our Pokécatch here, as we saw, we gained the marking map. Now, under most circumstances, this doesn't appear to be that useful. As soon as I get to it. Also, I love the sound effect it makes if you touch certain apps. Okay, here's the marking map. And here in front of us, we have a map of Sinnoh. This thing will be important much later. But we'll get there. Okay, so I boosted his friendship up enough at this point. Let's have our good Wade follow us around. Now, I have considered Lucario as my fighting type, but you get it so late in the game that it's like, it's not worth it. But anyway, we are going to just make a beeline to Cantilave City. And then we're going to take a quick break. Because there's some optional battles over here. The kid will not battle you, but the others will. Drew, long time no see. Oh, you look puzzled? You're wondering who I am? I'm Professor Owen's assistant and Dawn's daughter. The professor asked I upgrade your Pokedex, you see, so I chose it on this spot on a hunch that you passed through. Drew, may I have your Pokedex for a moment? Let's see, was it supposed to put it in the software here? Huh? Looks like your Pokedex doesn't need upgrading. It only lets you toggle between images of male and female Pokemon. Technology sure has improved lately. Okay, I'll leave you to carry on with your project for the professor. May I also ask you to keep an eye on Team Galactic? The professors are concerned about what happened in Jubilife City. It's probably nothing to worry over. No need to worry. I'll be on my way now. I see. I love the music here. Now, the question becomes, in Legends Arceus, what was Cantilave City? Well, we have an area in Jubilife Village called Kanala Thruway, but this is deceiving. Cantilave City was actually nothing. I'm actually being serious. It was nothing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a quick break. So okay, and we're back. Alright, so I'm also going to let you all know that next week's stream is canceled. I am completely redoing my office space where I do all the recording. So the room that it's in is going to be in disarray for a little while. So until I get things back in order, we're not going to have a stream next week because of that. I'll be able to do it. I'll be able to do it in I'll be able to get it done in about a week, but still. Anyway, we have a berry battle. And this is where I'm actually scared of Staravia. You know, I will say, as far as Scorpy being an unevolved Pokemon, It has actually carried its weight decently well. I'm actually a bit impressed with it. Excuse me, didn't mean to burp. Now this Staravia is much more scary in the original versions, because by now this would be a Star Raptor having both double team and close combat. Make it quite a fearsome foe. Jeez, for a guy that has no patience, who seemingly has no patience, you have a lot of patience for finding a Pokemon like that, because you can only find it in honey trees. Well, until this version, when you have the Grand Underground as an option. But getting this is no easy feat normally. I know Gallade's not a special attacker, but still. I need to get it there. Yikes. Oh, crit. Right. It did use focus energy. Alright. Time for my own burb. This might seem like a dumb idea. Why is that not an Infernape, by the way? It's past the evolution level. This might seem like a dumb idea, but I actually have an advantage over this now. Oh, I could be cheeky with that, but I'm not going to do it. Ah, affection hacks. Too bad you can't turn that off in this game. Actually, you can't in general, but still. It just feels unfair. Yeah, you're just a bit better than me as usual, but listen up. Let me tell you who's going to take on the Pokemon League and become the champion. You guessed right, it's gonna be me. Anyways, you should be able to take on the gym leader here. Now hurry up and get to it. Okay, so this next gym is a steel type gym. Plan A is going to be going in with Gallade. If you feel you need a little bit more training, there is an optional area up north called Iron Island. It's somewhat worthwhile to do. Well, in more ways than one. Wow, I'm rapid firing gyms now all of a sudden. At least there's a decent gap between this one and the next one. Also, Giant Pits of Death. Highest base physical defense. Well, I wonder how I'll do against this. Two-shot. It would be a two-shot anyway because of sturdy. Also, I believe this was another gym that was not changed at all in Platinum. I think it was mostly the same. Oh, I seem to have found the way forward. I remember how painfully slow these used to be. Now, like I said, from the 8th gym leader onward, after the 8th gym leader onwards, we are going to have a completely different team because I will let you all know this. The Pokemon League in this game cheats. And it would be, even with how good our team is, it's still not good enough. because I actually have a preset team for this character that I'm portraying. So, there's that. I take offense to that. Calling me a noob? Also, why are you using a bug poison type and a steel type gem? That seems kind of productive. See, that makes sense. So after this gym battle, we are going to make a detour and head to Iron Island with one less Pokemon. And I'm also going to point out something. Well, oh yeah, we have the PC link. Never mind. Never mind. We don't have to worry about that. So who's left? The gym leader? No, there's one more. Gym trainer. Unnecessary critical. Yeah, there's a couple more trainers still. David. I have a friend named David, and he likes to dress up in geese like this. So this is literally just him. Okay, so I've been putting this off for a bit. And Gastrodon's starting to fall behind a bit. So part of the reasons why I taught this thing Surf is because it's reliable damage, and all these Pokemon have bad special defenses. I agree. This is why I have even though I like dragon types, I always have to make sure that they know poison and steel moves now. Because coverage is very important. Huge power got nothing on me. Alright, we're going to go heal first. Jane, stop this crazy thing. I wish it would just stay there. But oh well. Okay, so this gym leader here, Byron, he is the father of Rourke. And he looks like, you know, a rather easygoing dude, right? Who would probably have sound like a man with years of experience under his belt. Well, I love what the anime did to this guy. So, you think he would talk normally, but I think he spent a little too much time underground, because like whenever he uses his ace Pokemon Bastiodon, it's like, I love Bastiodon. The guy has like, I don't know how to describe it. Oh, that's Orberg's gym badge. I see, you've defeated my son. But that's no surprise. He still has much to learn. In place of my son Rourke, I, Byron, will accept your challenge. It's one of the most random things. Hey, I can actually hit you. Because Night Slash is a thing. And Steel types no longer resist Dark or Ghost type moves. I almost said Bug type moves. Ah, not a bad idea. Especially since his team is on the slow side. Now, see, the gym leaders do have all those hacks with the IVs, EV spread, all that sort of stuff. But it's fair. Like, these are Pokemon that you can easily beat. Under most circumstances. However, in the rematches, they go all out against you, which makes sense because you're the champion at that point. And then... But the league being that advanced, when you have no possible way to be that advanced, that was not fair. That really was not fair. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Ah, you're faster than me. Darn. Well, that's frustrating. So, let's have an earthquake battle. But first, I'm going to set up. Make it so you do as much damage as I do to you. Now eat a +2 earthquake. Wow, I'm still faster than you. That's pretty sad. That was even a crit. And finally, as Ace mentioned, is Bastiodon. So, oh, what's this? My last one? This is where we make our stand. I love Bastiodon! There are times when I really enjoyed the anime's writing. I was not expecting that from this character. Well, this could be bad. Potentially. However, you're quite weak to that. Now, Bastiodon is the opposite of Rampardos. Whereas Rampardos is a glass cannon with low speed. Who thought that was a good idea? But anyway... Bastiodon is strictly a wall. Very high defenses, not very fast, decent attack. However, it being rock steel, it has a lot of weaknesses and 2 quad weaknesses. So, not as good. Both of the Sinnoh fossil Pokemon are honestly not that good. That would be fun. You know what? Yeah. Is it? What's the power of it? Oh, no, it's weaker. Because then I compare it up against with Torterra and Gastrodon. My sturdy Pokemon defeated. You were strong enough to take down my prized team of Pokemon. In recognition of that power, I give you this, the Mind Badge. Ah, you can't do that for long. Without almost losing a lung. Ugh. Having the Mind Badge enables you to use the hidden streak Pokemon from your Pokédex at any time. You don't have 6 badges. That means all Pokemon up to level 70 will obey you without question. Here, take these 2. And that is Flash Cannon. Good move. Hey, that's the Mind Badge. Good going. You're even tough enough to take a shot at becoming the Pokemon champion. Of course, I'm tougher, so that's not actually going to happen. Anyways, Drew, come with me to the library. No one's here. This has a bit of a sad story to it. Eventually. Be careful what you wish for, lady. Seriously, you may live to regret that decision. You may live to regret your words. Just saying. That wasn't me, I promise. Ugh. Welcome to Iron Island. Population ? Yeah, I realized something. I should probably go buy some repels. That might be a good idea. 'Cause caves, am I right? I don't believe there was a mart in Canalave. Oh, yeah, there is. We're gonna be lazy! And somehow the sailor knows to come back. I would buy 50 of these because we're going to need them later. I'll buy several of these as well. I'm going to buy 30 of these. Just make sure we're all hunky-dory. And let's buy some super repels. How many can I buy? 214. Good. I'll buy 50. So unfortunately, you can't fly back to Iron Island. Okay, super repel. Yeah, I like to get big whoop on the fight about it. That's essentially what he just said. Okay, so let's move in a grid like we're supposed to. The Iron Ball is an interesting item. So it's a held item that makes it so the user that is holding it is slower, has half the speed, and if it's a flying type, it's grounded. How is that good? Well, you can use moves like Trick to swap it onto an opponent that has Levitate, for example. Rotom is a very good Pokemon to use that against. And that makes it susceptible. That makes all flying types, or those using Levitate, susceptible to ground moves. So, Pokemon like Zapdos, for example, also pick up a weakness that it would not have. I'm with you, sister. This cave is kind of boring. With all the trainers that are also running around this place, it makes it a lot easier to level grind. I will say when it comes to Sinnoh, level grinding has never really been too big of an issue. But apparently the history behind Iron Island is that it used to be an iron ore mine. But due to unforeseen circumstances, that's where I'm supposed to go. Due to unforeseen circumstances, they had to close it down. So then people come down here to train all the time. Is what happened subsequently. Alright, alright, alright. Let's do this. Working class hero, ain't that the truth? Well, Sand Tomb don't exactly matter, then does it? Again, why do fast Pokemon learn agility? There's no point. How do all these squares make a circle? I mean, of course you would find Iron Tail on Iron Island. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. Okay, so who is my, see, special attacker. That'll go to Magnezone. Iron will also go to Magna Zone. Okay. So here's another one of the NPCs that you travel with. You are? Okay, you're Drew. I'm Riley. I'm a trainer, and yes, it is a bit odd that I would be training here. If you'd like, we could team up. The wild Pokemon here are restless. If your Pokemon get hurt, I'll heal them up. Sorry, Lucario. Doesn't do much to it. Oh well, that was my bad. Well, very simply, they overmined Iron Island to the point where there's no iron ore left. It's actually a very common practice because it's... The thing is, folks, there's a reason why they're called non-renewable resources. Once you mine it and refine it, there's no putting it back.
You couldn't put it back even after you mine it anyway. So yes, this is where you would get the egg to hash to get Riolu, and this is why I decided against getting Riolu. Because it's so late in the game that it's not even worth it now. Wow, I'm 2 for 2 on Frozen. That's amazing. A magnet, because of course you would find that here. Also, I always found it funny how Onyx is so much faster than it has a right to be. Because its evolution is so slow. Oh yeah, in this game there's also some weird wild Pokemon. Like, here on Iron Island, I'm not sure about this version, but I know in the originals you can run into wild Steelix here. It's very bizarre. But hey, I ain't complaining. Wild Steelix means that you get to skip a step. And I know that's kind of commonplace now, but back in the day this was not possible.
There are a total of 7 HMs as usual. Back in the day, this was incredibly obnoxious. HMs back in the day were required in order to progress through the game, and they were not removable under most circumstances. Cross poison. Very good move. It was a Mandela effect move though, because I never really could remember what it did. It just has a poison chance, but I thought it had a high crit chance as well, because it was so similar to X Scissor. But no, just the chance of poisoning. Nothing too special. I didn't mean that. Oh wow. When it comes to Lucario being a mixed attacker, honestly, it's one of those examples of pick a stat and go for it. Earth Power, yes! Here's a move I've been waiting for. We're going to get Ancient Power. And here's the end. I get it now. You're responsible for agitating the Pokemon. I don't care what good reason you may have, but I don't want you bringing any more trouble into my mind. We're Team Galactic. We'll take all the Pokemon we want. Isn't that right, partner? You said it, brother. So that's what we're going to do.
We're abducting all the Pokemon from this rusted out Iron Island to share in all the joys and all the sorrows. That is how all trainers and Pokemon live in Sinnoh. I won't allow anyone to defy that code of ethics. Come on, Drew. This is one battle we can't lose. Also, fun fact, if you do actually clear out Team Galactic, I think these guys will still be here. At least the AI is confident. Now that's a cool move. What that does is, the next move you use, no matter what, will be a critical hit. Meaning that your next move will do double damage no matter what you choose. I would go for the Metal Claw and the Krogunk. Make it hurt. My point exactly. And this guy knows teamwork pretty darn well. I feel like crying. This is so sad. What a tough combination. I can't believe it. Stop! I said stop! Your combination is so sick! The both of you and your Pokemon. Let's beat it, partner. You said it, brother. We don't even know what Team Galactic's big plan is anyway. Thanks, you really helped me out. Listen, I have a Pokemon egg here. Would you take it with you? Yes. Spending time with you was very enjoyable. I intend to test my skills in other places from now on. Let's meet again. Take care on the way out. Well, that was a nice little detour. I think this is the iron plate. Nope, shiny stone. I knew you found that somewhere. Alrighty. Take me back to Canalave. Okay, let's go talk to, go to the library, see what's going on here. No. Now, it's not as funny as, Pokemon Insurgents' library is.
easy to read upstairs. Hey Drew, over here, this way. Okay, Gramps, I brought Drew like I said, and now I'm out of here. Okay, I get it. Everyone's finally here. Listen up. You may have forgotten already, but I study the evolution of Pokemon. The more I study, the more mysteries appear and multiply. There are some Pokemon that evolve, and others that don't. What makes them different from each other? Do immature ones evolve into ones that are more mature? If so, what do we make of the legendary Pokemon that don't evolve? Are we to assume that the legendary Pokemon of Sinnoh are completist creatures? This is where you three come in. There is said to be a mysterious Pokemon in each of the 3 lakes of Sinnoh. If we can obtain data on them, it may shed some light on how the process of Pokemon evolution works. I need help from each of you on this grand undertaking. Help me find these mysterious Pokemon. What are you saying? I didn't get a Pokedex. And who was it that bolted from the lab before I had a chance to give them one? But that's water under the bridge. Seeing Pokemon with your own eyes is important for you to becoming a better trainer too. You can count on me. It will help with my Pokedex too. Drew, you'll go too, won't you? I would have made all of you go regardless. Now then, there are 3 lakes. Fortuitously, there are 3 of you. You should split up and investigate the lakes individually. Dawn, you go to Lake Verity. Will do. Mary, I want you to investigate Lake Acuity. That would take you almost to Snow Point City. The road there is harsh. I need a tough trainer to go. Yeah, of course, Gramps. You know how to call it. You can tell I'm the hotness. That leaves Drew with Lake Valor. The lake is between Veilstone and Pistoria, if memory serves. Has it stopped? Are all of you unharmed? Let's go outside, but be careful. I'm concerned about the city. La. Drew, hurry along, but be aware of aftershocks. Sinnoh myth. Betray not your anger, lest question mark will come. Weep not with sorrow, or question mark will draw near. When joy and enjoyment come as the very air that is happiness. Let such be blessed by the hand of Master question mark. It was accustomed to speak those words. Long ago, when Sinnoh had just been made, Pokemon and humans led separate lives. That is not to say they did not help each other. No, indeed they did. They supplied each other with goods and supported each other. A Pokemon proposed to the others to always be ready to help humans. It asked that Pokemon be ready to appear before humans, always. Thus, to this day, Pokemon appear to us if we venture into tall grass. In the beginning, there was only a churning turmoil of chaos. At the core of chaos, where all things became one, appeared an egg. Having tumbled from the vortex, the egg gave rise to the original one. From itself, 2 beings the original one did make. Time started to spin. Space began to expand. From itself, 3 living things the original one did make. The 2 being wished, and from them matter came to be. The 3 living beings wished, and not from them spirit came to be. The world created, the original one took to unyielding sleep. Look not into the Pokemon's eyes. In but an instant you'll have no recollection of who you are. Return home, but how? When there is nothing to remember. Dare not touch the Pokemon's body. In but 3 short days, all emotions will drain away. Above all, harm not the Pokemon. In a scant 7 days, the offender will grow immobile in entirety. Weird. Veilstone Smith, as a young man, callow and foolish in innocence, came to own a sword. With it, he smote Pokemon, which gave sustenance with carefree abandon. Those not taken as food he discarded, with no afterthought. The following year, no Pokemon appeared, larders grew bare. The young man seeking the missing Pokemon journeyed afar. Long did he search, and far and wide, until one he did find. Asked he, "Why do you hide?" To which Pokemon replied, "If you bear your sword to bring harm upon us with claws and fangs, we will exact a toll. From your kind, we will take our toll, for it must be done. Done it must be to guard ourselves, and for it I apologize." To the skies the young man shouted his dismay. In having found the sword, I have lost so much. Gorged with power, I grew blind to Pokemon being alive. I will never fall savage again. The sword I denounce and forsake. I plead for forgiveness, for I was a fool. So saying, the young man hurled the sword to the ground, snapping it. Seeing this, the Pokemon disappeared to a place beyond seeing. Huh. Whoa, that tremor, that wasn't a natural occurrence. Hey, old dude and kids. Something big just happened. They're saying there was a huge explosion at Lake Valor. Kaboom! Like that. Grants, I'm going to the lake. I have a bad feeling about this. That berry can't sit still. Drew, I'm worried about Lake Valor. However, I have no idea what is taking place. You must find out. But before you go, I can't stress this enough. Don't get in over your head. We will try to join you as soon as we inspect Lake Verity. You'll be okay, won't you, Drew? Well, that's foreboding. Oh, wait a minute. There's 8 HMs in this game. So yes, imagine how obnoxious that once was. Oh yeah, there's something kind of neat over here. This is Dr. Footprint. He will actually read the footprints of your Pokemon. Wow, if they have footprints. And you gain a ribbon from this guy based on how much your Pokemon actually appreciates you. I mean, This one doesn't have footsteps, so I don't know how that's gonna work. You don't say. It doesn't have footprints. Alright, and Glade. So too we're able to get ribbons, because I've had them since the very beginning. Gee, I wonder why that's the case, huh? I mean, I did just answer it, so I digress. So, we're on the cusp of having a fully evolved team. Because, Scorpio evolves at level 40. I didn't think I would have it at this point. I'm gonna be fair. Wow. Corp. This was a turning point for me with Team Galactic. They blew up an entire lake. This made me realize that, yeah, these guys are actually not blowing smoke. These guys can be very dangerous.
Not a chance. And your point is? Not a special attacker, genius. Far from it. Yay, level 40, finally. Now, evolution time. For Scorepi. Took long enough, but it's worth it. The payoff for this long and arduous road is a poison dark type Pokemon. Yes, it's no longer a bug type, but in doing so, it only has one weakness now. The mission is proceeding without a hitch. The boss should be pleased. Everything is for everyone, and for the good of Team Galactic. I recognize your face. You're the child who raided the Team Galactic building in Eterna City. Jupiter should be ashamed of herself, being beaten by a child like that. But anything and anyone that opposes Team Galactic must be crushed, even the very thought of opposition will not be tolerated. And this is Galactic Commander... I almost said Mars, my word. Saturn. Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. See a pattern here, folks? Yep, I like the idea of, when it comes to the Galactic members, what goes on in the background increases in, when you're fighting the, grunts, you just see the stars. When you fight the commanders, you start seeing planets. Now, when you fight their boss, oh boy, that's going to be a spectacle. Because I actually don't remember what it looks like. And then Toxicroak is the evolution of Croagunk. Not a bad Pokemon. It's pretty decent. Still quite weak to Psychic, though. Heh.
You, my friend, are tough. I can see why you defy us so. Gah! Even I, a commander, only managed to buy us time? But that's fine. A child like you will never be able to stem the flow of time. Team Galactic will get the 3 legendary Pokemon of the lakes. With their power, we will create an entirely new universe. By now, Mars should have captured the Pokemon of Lake Verity. I actually have a theory, by the way. After you rescue the legendary Pokemon from Team Galactic's headquarters, Lake Valor is suddenly filled with water again. I feel like Azelf has something to do with that. She just does this repeatedly. You can't just talk to her. You just made dinner? It's 10 p.m. What are you doing all day? Yum bum 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 bum. I miss this route theme. Oh, Drew, what timing? Those Team Galactic scoundrels are after the legendary Pokemon. You've got to help Dawn. How dare you, you misguided thugs! True, Dawn needs your help. Ow, ouch! What's with this old-timer? Why do you have one of the cocoon Pokemon this late in the game? Are you daft? Glameow is one thing, but really? Just why? What's that about poison dark types?
Yep. Time for a powerhouse.
That face, it brings back bad memories. I'm talking about the Valley Windworks. I caught a whole lot of trouble for that little incident. What's with that look on your face? You do remember me, don't you? Fine, whatever. I'll tell you who I am again. I'm Mars, one of Team Galactic's commanders. How cute. You two think you can save the day in your little game of hero? Not a chance, not even a teeny one. You're all going down.
Ah, yes, the fat cat. I'll be taking that. I may have just done that for no reason because of the Golbat being completely immune to it, and we'll get rid of the toxic spikes. I might actually get rid of toxic spikes because it's like I found no use for those. Okay, so toxic spikes don't go away with Golbat because it's immune to it. I see. So that's how it works. It says it's a flying type. And this has levitate, so... Yeah, my toxic spikes were kind of useless. Oh well. Hark, again and again. I lost again. So first it was the Valley Windworks, and now it's Lake Verity that I owe you for. This shouldn't be happening to a Team Galactic commander. Calm down, Mars. I've done my part in all of this. My mission was to transport the lake's Pokemon to our HQ. That's right, I accomplished my mission without a problem. Team, we're pulling out. The boss is waiting for us at the HQ. The Pokemon of the three lakes are connected somehow. Thanks to Saturn's grandstanding at Lake Valor, a cavern appeared here. It was the cavern where the Pokemon Mesprit slept. Mesprit appeared too, probably to go help its friends. That worked for all of us. It was super easy to catch, so now we got them all. Mesprit, the being of emotion, Azelf, the being of willpower, Yuxi, the being of intelligence. Now that we have all three, you can look forward to what Team Galactic has in store for them. Please excuse me while I explain our evil schemes out loud for everyone to hear. I see, this also occurred at Lake Valor. Another legendary Pokemon was taken away by Team Galactic. Both of you went up against full-fledged criminals. The fact that you're unharmed is reason enough to celebrate. But what about Lake Acuity? Is Barry safe? Drew, I need you to go to Lake Acuity right away. I'm worried about Barry. Drew, what is Team Galactic up to? Are the Pokemon they took from the lakes going to be okay? It doesn't look good. I'll say that much. Alright, so with our goals in mind now, we have a very long trek ahead of us. That being said, I think that's about where we're going to call it a night. So, with that being said, I'll be doing some things off screen, as usual, but next time, we will be making the long trek up to Snow Point City. So, until next time, I'll see you all same time, same place. Have a nice evening, same time, same place, the following week. Like I said, I'm canceling next week's stream because I'm going to be very busy reorganizing my office space. So until next time, I'll see you all later.